Is that even a fucking movie? I don't even know. That's movie time. Is that even movie time? Okay. How do I look? Let's get this chest up. I posted a picture on Quora. I was wearing no shirt. They blurred it out. Kind of looked like I wasn't wearing any pants, but I was. Well, I guess I'm so tall. I just look kind of. I don't know. Like my midriff goes on forever. And I reminded myself of this guy Remington. I don't think you care. I'm just. There's this show. I kind of thought it was corny. He's like Ray Remington. This is my impression of this guy. You are either going to give me what I want and take $5 million, or you're going to give me what I want and take a beating. I leave the choice up to you. And he's like this fat kind of. He's like a fat guy, which I'm a fat guy too, but I don't think I could play. What are those people called who they flick cards, playing cards from one hand to the next, and they'll take you for all your money? A hustler. And I tried to smoke weed last night, like not smoke it, but eat it. Like I ate some shatter or wax, and then I realized it was the acid that got me high, not the weed. And I was like, oh, weed's amazing. I was talking about it, vlogging about it, or blogging about it, and vlogging about it. Some guy corrected me too, which I told him my YouTube channel. Shout out to him if he's watching this. Before I remembered I gave him the YouTube channel, I was going to be like, and he told me I meant to say blogging, not vlogging. And then there's this girl who was like, actually, a vlog is a real thing. Or maybe it's a girl. I don't even know. I thought it was a girl. And she said something about all these TIs. They say, oh, look, a woman taking her kids out of the car right when I walk by must be a gang stalker. Oh, now 10 doors down, someone cutting their grass must be a gang stalker. And, she was kind of discrediting those kind of TIs, saying they're kind of nuts or kind of like fake TIs, saying nutty shit to be appearing real in the sense that looking real to other people, but they're actually not real, to say nutty things to discredit us. Apparently, too, there's this one guy I emailed once or twice. He emailed me once. I emailed him twice. It was a nice conversation. There was nothing left to say, really. Although I wondered if he thought I was fake. Because I told him about water fasting, and he was like, yeah, I'm pretty fat. Why don't you tell this other guy who's fat that he needs a water fast? And I was like, I don't think I said it, but in my mind, I was thinking a water fast is not a way to lose weight. I'm trying to tell you any good news I have, just as kind of like a courtesy. I think he subscribed to my YouTube channel after, so he's pretty cool. But he says, and he really mouths off the police, he says, why is it that most of you are Freemasons? Isn't that a conflict of interest? He's also saying that the police auditing videos are fake, that the people who audit the police are actually working with the police, and they say kind of nutty things, kind of like how we get the gang stalkers who pretend to be TIs and then they say nutty things. So the auditor, and probably everyone knows what auditing is. It's where you go to the police station or somewhere where the police come, and then you audit how they treat you. You audit if they lie and they break the law. And then, but according to this one guy I watch, he says that all those auditors are basically fakes, and their job is to act belligerent, and that makes the police look good by contrast. Just 1 second. I'm having a bit of an emotional moment right now. Plus, I'm getting on a new song to make myself feel better. And so yesterday when I did my acid, I was like, oh yeah, this is the weed. I'm so happy. But it wasn't really the weed, I don't think, because I don't know if wax comes decarbed already, and that's when you have to bake your weed if you want to eat it, or your weed shatter, your extract. You have to put it in the toaster oven for like half an hour to make it decarbed, whatever that means. And then you can eat it, and then you get high. And so I think yesterday I was eating weed, and today I ate a bunch of it. I ate a lot of it today, but I didn't decarb it first. So I think that it just went to waste, really. Just 1 second, hold on. Okay, anyways, I have some issues I'm not going to go into. Well, maybe I'll go into them. One of my issues is, depending on what I say, based on my experience, there might be people who go through my videos just to find evidence against me. And those same people also put more effort into finding evidence against me than they do to finding evidence of what I'm saying. If I bought them a book on gangstalking or gave them an article on gangstalking, they would spend less time viewing that than they would trying to find evidence against me. And that makes me really uncomfortable. And so because I had to delete my other YouTube channel, which is named Zbubs also, although that one was named Zbubs S7I245 or something. They put a number on the end of it, whereas I had just called it Zbubs. The other thing is, that traumatized me. Like, and maybe I'm autistic or something, but the style of video that I was doing, that they went to find evidence against me, and it was such an awkward feeling. Imagine someone listening to your video trying to find anything to use against you. It was just it was like, why are you watching this? And I used to wear the camera on my neck at a certain time. I still do, but it was at a certain time that was the video that they went through trying to find evidence against me. And ever since, when I'm at that same time, like, I can wear the camera on my neck, pointing forward, POV, at the grocery store, but where I was at the time where they were going through my video to try to find evidence against me, I was wearing it in a place that I've never worn it there since. So now if I go that place, I just put the camera on facing me instead. So it's like the bad association that I have from that moment, I just no longer have it anymore. And sometimes those feelings come back to haunt me, and that's why I have to say, just a moment, I'm having an emotional break right now. Please just bear with me. And I got a call from my caseworker. I'm on Ontario Works, which is like welfare. And that really freaks me out. Like, it really scares me. Like, what does she want? Is she going to, am I going to get cut off? Is she going to say something that upsets me? Like, it's very stressful for me. And so, I like really stressful, like, you don't even know, like, it's really stressful. And so I called back, and I was all hot and heavy, like, hey, what's up? Like talking like Hulk Hogan, like, hey, I got your message. What's up, baby? Well, not really, but like a little bit. I was nervous and a little too much bravado, I'd say. And then she was like, I'll call you back. In her answering machine message, I'm out of the office, I'll call you back on Monday. So I called back again to get some other person to help me, because I said I don't want to leave it till Monday, because I'm going to be worried all weekend about this. And then someone said they're probably telling you to do your taxes. And if you do your taxes, you're going to get enough money to make your e-bike fixed. You're going to easily get enough for your old clunky e-bike to get the battery fixed, or enough that you can get your special bicycle converted to an e-bike, and that will go way better, way faster, way cooler, way funner, and that's what you really want. And you'll get some tax money. I wondered too if they stole my tax money. I got it back in like chunks. Like they're like, here's 2 big checks, and then we're gonna send you small checks throughout the year. And then the small checks just never came. But they had like I think a few of them did, but I think the previous time I did my taxes, the small checks came much more consistently, and I thought I had more of them coming. And it seemed like they may have stolen my checks. And someone I know, he said to me once, I forget the context, we had some kind of check that we couldn't cash, and he's like, give it to me, I'll cash it. He's like, it doesn't matter what name is on it, I can cash it. And I was like, oh. And but that the memory of that, it reminded me of, well, you know. And so far weed is helping me, you know, like I mean, I'm just barely getting high. I just took a half hour ago, and and maybe it doesn't work. I think it's like 2 or 3 years old, but I decarbed it. I think I decarbed it right. You know, I don't even know. I don't even know if it was in there long enough. And I took it like half hour ago, 45 minutes ago. I think I'm feeling kind of light. You know, I am having some progress, my meditation. And last night when I thought I was high, which I was on acid, but I didn't know, I was writing in my online journal diary that I feel like a stripper who's saying, I'm going to get my PhD. Don't worry. I'll quit stripping one day, but I'm never going to quit. Because I smoked weed for 10 years, 3 times a day. And I was thinking, there's no way I'm going to stop doing this if I like this again. I stopped because it gave me panic attacks. But otherwise, I probably, maybe, like it even more than acid. Like, I love weed. Like, I've done weed way more than any other thing. Like, weed is like my main, like, you know, they say you love, a lot of people say they love DMT the best, but they do DMT once every 5 years, but they love, but their everyday use is of weed. And then it argue that what is your favorite? If isn't it the one that you do the most? So I'm feeling a bit of my energetic body. Like, I think with a psychedelic, it's more like you just disappear and you're just like one with everything. Like, it's like you're part of everything around you, and it's just one fluid movement. And weed, it's like kind of like I'm in my body more. Like, I feel like my mind's kind of not calmed down, but I have my body feeling more present. And just by contrast, I'm more focused on that. Like, my mind is like, oh yeah, that's just the TV playing in my mind. Like, that's fine. But when I don't have my bodily kind of buzz going on, then my mind kind of takes over everything. And that I'm more of a cerebral person. And but so with this weed, and again, maybe I'm just imagining it. I mean, I thought I was high on weed yesterday. Maybe I'll still get paranoid. Maybe it'll still be bad, but I don't think so. Because since I quit smoking weed, I still had a lot of near panic attacks. I didn't have full on actual literal panic attacks. And if you've never had a panic attack, you're pretty lucky because it's really scary. It's like being really, really scared. And maybe I've never had a panic attack. I don't even know what I'm describing, but what I think is a panic attack is like you get really scared and then it just doesn't stop and you just keep being scared. And for me, it comes with not trusting people, which may be a wise, intelligent disposition, and feeling like I have to hide the fact that I'm really scared because they're going to use that against me because it's going to freak them out because they're scared of me being scared. And then it gets down to, you know, their logic is, well, if you're scared, then there must be something wrong. And I don't know what, to me, there is something wrong, but to them, there's not something wrong. To me, I'm being, for example, gangstalked. To them, gangstalking doesn't exist. So therefore, I'm projecting this really scared energy, and it's to them, it's psychotic. And so they're like, oh, you know, he's nuts, and he's really freaking me out. Like I'm feeling how I can, you know, empathetically pick up on how he feels, and it's actually really scary. I'm scared because I'm mirroring him. And that's what I really looked forward to when I was having mental breakdowns all the time. Someone who doesn't mirror And that's really, I really looked for that both in person and online, to like, who is someone who is individual and isn't mirroring you. Because I actually think that being a psychopath and being an empath are the same thing. And when you're an empath and you rely on other people to feel however you feel, then what happens when the other people don't give you what you want? Well, then you have to kind of opportunistically shift from person to person, like a chameleon, like a serial monogamist, like a tourist. Wouldn't you be angry at the people who don't make you feel the way you want to feel if you depend on them? Wouldn't you feel helpless and resentful? Like, resentful that however you feel is based on how they feel? And also, don't you have how you feel? Like, isn't there an individual aspect to you that is not affected by other people? Is it there's a balance? But no, you're an empath. You just feel what other people feel. You're like over in that territory. And you could say, well, it's just a balance, but just a balance everyone has. An empath could say, well, you know, I'm empathetic, but I also feel my own individuality, which isn't affected by other people. And I'm somewhere in the middle, kind of. But that's just being normal. By the time you're claiming you're an empath, it means that you're like a chameleon, like based on the other people around you. And so you kind of don't have a real self. And then the opposite boat of that is the opposite end of that same boat is a psychopath. And they're both kind of imbalanced. They're on some extreme. The psychopath only feels his own energy and no one else's, and the empath only feels everyone else's, but not their own. And both of those extremes are, I don't know, they don't seem cool. Like I wouldn't want to be like that. I think I need a new song at this point. Yeah, I'm okay. You know, I'm trying to get to the point that I'm kind of. Just one second. Just one second. Hold on. Okay, I just realized that the entire house is silent and everyone can hear everything that I'm saying. For Yes, I was correct in that assessment. I now feel totally awkward. I think I'm gonna come back later. Or I'll just. Anyway. Will you remember? I'm gonna get a good song on. You may have just noticed that I got a clog in my nose. I don't know how good the microphone is, and if it could pick up that subtle blockage in my breathing, which sounds like I'm congested. But it's went away, but now it just came back again. It also really hurt my throat when I ate the weed. The music I'm listening to is really bad. I need to change it right away. Okay. I got a guy named Incubus, and he's a real snooty prick. What a bullshitter. I watched this interview with Incubus once, and he's talking about the fish being in danger. We have to save the fish. And the reporter laughs, and he looks at her very sternly, and he says, "That's not funny. I'm a level 80 wizard." Hold on one second. I'm a level 80 wizard vegan. Can you guess what I think when someone who's not vegan says we need to save the fish? And don't you dare laugh. Don't you dare laugh. We need to save the fish. I think that guy better stick to music. I think he better stick to music. What, you think I'm not vegan? I think he better stick to music. In fact, you know what? I think he better be an animal rights activist. Because I don't even like his music. I think he better stick to painting. I think you better stick to modeling. Hey. I also told this woman, if you watched yesterday's video, there's this woman who told me to ask Jesus for forgiveness for doing acid. And I said, well, I'm getting high, so pray for me. She said she prays for me and thinks I should quit acid. And so I said, just pray for me. Pray for me that when I'm high, I don't go crazy. And she told me that when you take acid, it makes you bleed into your spinal fluid or something like that. I said, I didn't know that. I kind of want to look it up because it seems like something that people have made up lies about. But I was thinking, oh yeah, I'm like a stripper. I'm going to get my PhD and then I'm going to quit, but I'm never going to quit. And so I wasn't even high yesterday. And I was thinking, oh great, now I'm going to be a weed head. Now I'm going to get even more fat and just be a weed head my whole life. And then I remembered Dr. Phil. And Dr. Phil says the best predictor of a future behavior is your past behavior. And so I remembered back when I used to smoke weed, I ate like 30 pounds of fruit per week. And I drank like 4 liters of water a day. And I was really healthy. And I was really fit. For example, right now with my big belly and my moobs, I could bowl a score of 120 about. But when I was healthy, I could bowl a score of 192. That's a crazy good score. And now if I tried to bowl like that with that much force, I would get a hernia. That's one of the reasons why I think, just from my own experience, I don't know this otherwise, that the reason that a professional bowler is better than an average person is because the professional bowler actually bowls a lot faster, much faster than the ordinary person could do, or else if they tried, they would get a hernia. Like I've gotten, basically, self-diagnosed. Bowling while fat. But when I'm eating fruit for just about 2 weeks, if I bowl as hard as I can make the ball go like double as fast. And I get no hernia. And I don't have better aim. But I'll get a strike far more often. And I have a feeling it's just the raw power that most people don't have. past is any indication, I was thinking, and who knows, I probably won't do it according to how I think. I just think about it like a commentary. But maybe not. Maybe it's an understanding, an expectation. Hold on, I think I'm getting pretty high. Let me just check how high I am. Someone told me to do ASMR. I thought, what am I, a fairy? Turns out I am. Okay, I forgot what I'm doing. I'm just checking how high I am. If at all. I think I'm pretty high. I think I'm a little bit high. Hold on, let me just check one more time. Just joking. I already know. I think I'm a little bit high, and I'm pretty high. It really bothered me that I just itched my nose. Obviously because gangstalkers touch their face. Partially because I think you don't trust me, and you might think that means I'm a gangstalker. Partially because I don't trust you, and I think that you can't discern who's who. And I worry and take responsibility for you. Or actually, I take responsibility for myself, that I don't want to lose any potential friend. Or maybe, like, I don't want people to look down on me. I don't want to feel unloved. I heard the need to be needed is the strongest need. And I think people really need to be loved. I was going to monitor today, how do I react to the weed, and does it make me choose better lifestyle choices? Because it seems like it would. Because it makes me more contented in the moment. And so obviously, if I'm contented in the moment, I don't need to go get Chinese noodles and soak them in soy sauce. Or maybe I do. I ate a lot of soy sauce today. I ate sushi. I was just a total bad person. I drank juice, but only a little bit. Not enough to be hydrated. But I enjoyed today, but I wasn't even high. I only got high since I started making this video. I'm trying to keep my cool. Do you ever feel like other people are real and you're just made out of garbage cans? You're just fitting in. You're just getting by. You're just made out of hodgepodge pieces glued together, just holding yourself up to look normal. But other people have it all figured out. You just look like a total mess. But other people are just cruising. And you deny that. You say, we all have our struggles. Nobody's perfect. And I'm just like everyone else, and I take comfort in that. once in a while, you feel totally like a fraud. Like you're nothing like you claim you are, or even that you think you are. And you have that kind of disassociated moment where when you realize it, you're almost in a trance where it doesn't even mean anything. Hey, I could think anything, including the truth. I could just think the wildest things that aren't true, and then I could think something without even knowing it, because I'm just thinking crazy thoughts here. So let me just think something true when I can't even process it, and when I can pass it off as a dream, when I can process it as a dream, as if it's not real. Let me just be totally insane. And then once in a while, do you ever realize it? Go, oh. And then you feel like you have a moment of clarity. Like that's the real me. That's the me that actually has it all figured out. Oh, I'm about to listen to a really good song. Right as I said that, I switched to another one without knowing what it would be. Just 1 minute, I need to check how high I am. I don't think I'm high anymore. I think I'm pretty high, actually. Yeah, I'm getting pretty high, I think. Right behind you, I have the TV on, and I have it on picture mode. So it shows these, like, Oleg, Ace, different artists have. I mean, this one is a painting. It's actually not as cool as I thought it was. I thought it was a real life place. But now looking closer at it, it's just a fucking painting. So never mind. And do you ever feel like dishonest? What I actually mean to say is, do you ever feel honest? But you need both, I think. I don't mean to say, do you ever feel honest, and then all of a sudden you realize you were dishonest before then? And you go, oh, it's all relative, and you say some Zen type Buddha stuff. I mean, have you ever noticed that you're honest, and suddenly everything is better? Hold on 1 second, I think I'm getting really high. And the thing about being honest is it's kind of like emotionally honest. It also keeps everything new. Keeps it new. Keeps everything fresh. Because there's a sort of wave of feelings. And the point isn't is to just find the synchronicity, or no, wrong word. The thread, the peak, to find the balance. If the feeling is like a wave, it's finding how to not be, like a surfer. You know what I'm trying to say? You're on top of it. You're not underneath it. And the wave is always either high or low, and you have low periods too, which are kind of just beautiful or just perfect, but you never knew that until you were honest. When you weren't honest, you were trying just to have the highs, and you never actually liked the lows, and you didn't know that you really do like them just as much. And that cures your boredom. Now, I have heard from Osho that, I think, I'm pretty sure, but I'm like really sure, that boredom is covering up fear, and there's repressed fear underneath boredom. And so logically that would mean that when you are not bored anymore, then you're going to be scared. But I don't know, I'm not a enlightened master, so I don't know if I'm supposed to be scared. I may have already went through my scared phase, because I've been really scared before. I never want to feel like that. But I have to admit, there's something very exciting about it. And I have to also say that when I used to eat fruit all the time, I had a sort of fear in my belly all the time. That was very exciting, and I didn't mind it, and it was very intense. It wasn't a trivial thing. It really scared me for real, but I only felt it a little bit, and that made me only excited by it, and I felt it as much as I could. I didn't go into it, and I think had I went fully into it, that would have been what I was calling a panic attack. But instead, I mostly repressed it to the point where I could handle it, and then I slowly went into it to absorb it, to change it from fear to love. ASMR is really good at unlocking new ideas. When you talk in ASMR, you think of things that you've never thought of before. And you also have a sort of pride in how you talk. I can't explain it, but you can be more candid and self-accepting, less self-censoring when you're whispering, because it feels like you're telling a secret to one of your friends. Because the only context for whispering is good. It's telling secrets, and you only tell your secrets to your friends. Yeah, sometimes it bothers me that I'm being watched. Like, my private life is supposed to be secret, and there's a team of people, perhaps the entire city, watching my private life. Sometimes that bothers me. right now, I'm not personally bothered because I'm here right now in this moment with this camera, with the audience, and with myself, with my performance. So I'm not really even thinking about that there's someone watching me do this right now. What sometimes happens is I am not bothered as well, but by a different way. Perhaps that I forget, and then as soon as something reminds me, I'm real mad. Maybe if something like that would happen right now, I wouldn't be mad. But maybe I would, because many of times I felt transcendent, like I've beat the game, and then something will happen and I'm instantly feeling upset. My throat is getting kind of dry. I'm gonna check how high I am. I can't even check. I forgot how. Okay, I think I'm pretty honest right now. Okay, this video is already 42 minutes, so I think that's about good enough. Fine, I guess I'll stay. I'm having some anxiety right now. I'm actually having an emotional moment right now. Okay, I think I'm better. I'm trying to meditate. I feel so ugly suddenly. Okay, I think I'm back. I really didn't like that. My whole chakras got scrambled. I panicked. I found nothing. anxiety in my chest now. It started in my belly. Kind of like a pounding sensation. I'm totally out of it. I'm totally lost right now. My hand is almost shaking. Okay, I think I just got it back. Yeah, I got it back. It's a very big change. One second, I'm having technical difficulty. Okay, I think I got it back. Pretty sure. I'm good enough that if I didn't, that's okay. I'm gonna go, but I'm just gonna give it one more minute to make sure I'm okay. Now I just got on top of the wave of my anxiety. Now there's pounding in my chest and in my stomach, but I'm on top of it, so it's okay. It doesn't matter anymore. Now it's good. Just lost it for a second more, but then I got it back. So, anyway, thanks for watching and goodbye. I'm gonna stay for a little silent meditation. Then I'm just gonna turn the camera off. Okay, I'm feeling better now, so I'll say goodbye on that note. So